Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this fourth and very, very special episode of the InsIghT show. Today we have a really special guest.
We have with us Professor Gopalan, who has been the Dean of Student Affairs from 2005, that's 3 years running, a widely respected person and also very well acclaimed as the Dean of Student Affairs, and we know him. So I think let's start off with the show now. So about your tenure now, it's been 3 years. If you were to establish 5 things you like about the student life at IIT Bombay, what 5 would those be?
5 things that I like.
Yes, 5
I think we should restrict it to 3 maybe. I was thinking about this, and 5 is quite a big number. If you look at it, this is one of the places which has great facilities.
Yes.
Okay, you cannot deny that. There is also a very good basket or a very good combination that we have of events in all kinds of spheres.
Yes, so all spheres.
Yeah, right. And I think a very lively set of students on this campus. These are perhaps three of the things that we should cherish about this place, that we would like to cherish.
Sir, again, about 5 things you would like to change. Let's say now we have established what 3 things you would like.
I bet there would be 5 now.
No. I don't like work this way that I have a long list of complaints or something of that kind. I think we can still talk about 3 things.
Okay.
People have by and large forgotten, and I would say generalize this to a majority of students, as to the prime reason, the main aim as to why they are on this campus. So this is academics. Academics has taken a back seat.
So don't you think that the placement procedure is reflective of that fact? Because the placement team, the companies that come for placements are actually looking for those kinds of extracurricular activities.
You see, who are after all coming here in the name of placements? Your own seniors, perhaps. Okay? So they know that this is the way the campus has been running, and therefore who's going to be the good honcho that they should chase. Okay? So this is something that we have created. So that is one thing, therefore. The other thing I would like to certainly talk about is, you see the number of activities. Even today I had 2-3 new activities coming up on my desk. Okay? One from ESL, another from the cultural space, and so on and so forth. This doesn't again bode very well for the system. Even if you are here getting in through this so-called personality development business, let's understand this correct. There are only 24 hours in a day. Okay?
Yes.
And therefore whatever you do it professionally.
You have to manage your time.
Yes. So there is no point in doing many more activities, cutting corners here, cutting corners there. Okay? It's better to cut down on the quantity, but work towards improvement in quality. Sometimes there have been cases of independent bodies here not having even introduced the chief guest to the audience. The poor fellow is sitting there. And
I think a lot of students would second that opinion of professionalism actually lacking in a lot of student activities.
Right, yeah. And third thing is, this one worries me even more. And I'm not saying this about elected representatives, don't get me wrong. I'm saying this in quite large. Students believe in some kind of information control. Okay, if this man does not know this, let's not tell him that. So, therefore your dealings with many of the people, like our office for example, people don't come through honestly or transparently. You have to extract it out of them through a series of questions. Oh, this, that, so on, so forth. And then you get to know that the guy has not told you everything that you needed to know before you put that signature on the dotted line. Okay? So, I think this place is yours much more or as much as it is mine. And we are part of the same system. And if we cannot build that kind of a trust and working relationship, I don't think it's worth it. So these are 3 things that I would like to see change.
One more issue we think you might be facing is that the increased media attention that is there for IITs, things happen. Student life at IITB is like eye candy with the media. So, what happened? What is this? What is your view about this? It's becoming a media sensation of sorts.
See, this is least of my worries. Let me be very clear. If we learn to speak the truth, there is nothing to worry about. Okay? Even in our interactions with the media, I have never found a reason to hide something unless and until I have seriously felt that student interests are going to get compromised in the process of the concerned student. Okay? Other than that, if telling the truth always in the long run is the best policy.
All these bans happening in IIT. So, what do you think? How effective are these bans? How effective have they been? What is the rationale behind placing these bans?
Yeah, let's take one at a time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have said land, you have said motorbike, and you have said alcohol. Look, let me ask you this question. I have always maintained that I am not wanting to be the moral police on this campus.
Okay.
Would your parent approve of this if he comes to know that there are drinking binges that go on in the hostels and that beyond 12, beyond 1 in the morning, you people are sitting with alcohol in your room? So, would there be approval?
None of the parents would approve.
Would approve. Okay. So, in some ways, number one, they have placed some trust in us that.
Yes, sir.
There have been cases where the parents come to us and tell us, this is not the kid I sent to your campus. I don't recognize him any longer. You know, what do I tell them? I mean, am I like kind of opening a beer bar here or a wine shop here or something of that kind, making money on your kid? Certainly not.
No, sir.
Okay. So I have somewhat of an obligation to ensure that these kind of things won't happen. Number one. Now that is like the angle from where your parent would come.
Yes, sir.
The second is to society at large. At this age, you inculcate these habits. They'll become very difficult to keep. What do you think is the age for legal drinking?
21.
21. What fraction of population on this campus is beyond 21?
Less than maximum 1/4, let's say. Of UD students.
Right. Fine. So now you tell me, what do you do about a person who starts this in the very first year as a freshie or as a second year? The problem has percolated to that level.
Yes.
Okay. And lastly, you are living on a government campus. Regulations do not permit consumption of alcohol on campus. And many of you are unaware of what this campus was in the late 70s and early 80s. There was a lot of drug activity on this campus. There was a lot of alcohol-related problems on this campus. It took a lot of effort on the part of many people to clean it up. Okay? And if I notice the last 5, 6 years, 7 years, again we are wanting to drift in that direction. In trying to ensure that we don't go back to those good old days. Now about land. Many people feel that there were a couple of suicides or a spate of suicides or things of that kind. Okay, 2005 the timeline starts relating to network related issues. Now, if the system were really to be working in a knee-jerk reaction, I'm sure we would have by January 2006 imposed something in place. Yeah. We started discussing only in September 2006, 10-11 months after that incident had happened. Okay. Then of course in December 2006 we lost another student. Okay. And once again, first week of January we could have imposed in 2007. But we had a few panel discussions and this and that in 2007. Finally in March 2007 we went ahead with this. So those suicides on the campus are pointed to a much bigger malaise. And that is, people were just simply holding themselves up in their rooms. Interaction between students was taking a beating. Okay? So we thought that this ban might actually put people out into the open. So this was done with a sole intent of furthering interactions. And if you go through some of the early feedback that we got after the ban was imposed, there were people who would in the middle of the night bring their guitar out in some of the hostels, sit down in the lounge. They would have 20-30 people sitting around them. They would at least enjoy a half an hour or a 45-minute performance on someone's part, you know. I mean, I've been told this. And if it is for the better, I think we should say that, you know, okay, all said and done, it is only a lifestyle change. There is no stopping this. We can also say that, okay, I am only trying to have those mechanical clocks which ensure that the land ban is enforced. Can I stop you from buying a Reliance Wi-Fi connection and going ahead? I cannot. So this is not about beating technology. This is all that the system is trying to say is, okay, these are resources we have provided. We feel that beyond this particular point in time, there is a scope of misuse of these resources. They are not likely to be put to good use. So we are therefore taking away that resource for that particular time band.